Massive, massive, massive game, bro. And I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what the analysts have said, but a playoff spot on the line. A playoff spot is on the line. If you Tennessee, you're gonna have all the top recruits in the game at this game. David Gabriel Goggins, 5-star prospect out of Baylor, Tennessee, is gonna be at this game. Tristan Keys, I believe, is gonna be at this game. Right? Amari Latimer, Wisconsin commit, is gonna be at this game. This is must-see TV. Trust me, must-see TV. And going into this game, or before the game, Oklahoma lost to, obviously, Ole Miss, which we talked about earlier, gave up 431 yards of offense. Oklahoma was number one in total defense. You know what I'm saying? They numbers like 6 or 7 now. But they were number one in total defense. We know about the dogs that Oklahoma has on their defensive front. Kip Lewis and obviously Robert Spears Jennings. We know about the players they got on that D line and obviously linebacker position, right? But they facing another animal, right? Tennessee is different. You look at Joey Aguilar in the season he's having. He's been an absolute stud. 2,344 yards passing this year and 18 touchdowns. Last week against obviously Kentucky, he cooked them for 3 touchdowns and nearly 400 yards. They got probably the best wide receiver trio in the country. Braylon Staley, Mike Matthews, and Chris Brazel II. I mean, how do you stop them boys? And then what I love about Tennessee and Coach Heupel, they don't just air the ball out. They also run the rock. You know what I'm saying? They run the rock. That's what makes them different. Now, Deshaun Betcher's been a little banged up, but they got Star Thomas, Peyton Lewis. They got pieces they can get a ball to, and they can milk you away. And that's what allows this team to be so great. Now, the defense is, question mark. The good thing is, I don't know if he's going to play, but there was a positive update on Jermon McCoy, right? He is practicing in pads, but was limited, right? So that is a good sign for the Volunteers, okay? Because you get your star cornerback back. Now, they got a lot of players on this team that's going to probably be draft eligible, especially in the first round. Look at Colton Hood. You look at Jermon McCoy, right? Arian Carter. Like, you look at some of these pieces that's going to probably be draftable in the first round, right? But it has to be better play defensively, right? And you have to be able to slow down John Material, who is, since he's been back, struggling a little bit in this offense. It's still kind of like a running game a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We know they got pieces on the outside that can catch the ball at a high level. But his offense ain't clicking how it was clicking when he was first in there and he was at that forefront of that Heisman conversation. You know what I'm saying? So they got to kind of figure back out their keys and things like that. That's going to be very, very important for Oklahoma in this game. And defensively, you gotta improve. You cannot give up 400 yards, right? And Tennessee offense is dynamic, man. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the best in the SEC along with the Ole Miss. So it's an interesting game. I wouldn't be surprised if this is maybe a shootout. I wouldn't be surprised, if this is a 2-touchdown game. Two teams that can obviously score with some of the best of them. But this is a playoff game. Nobody's saying that, but this is a playoff game. The winner, you keep your hopes alive of making the CFP. The loser, you have 3 losses now in the SEC. How in the hell do you overcome that? I don't know, because you still have other teams on the docket. For Oklahoma, you still got big-time games coming up. Tennessee, you still got big-time games coming up. How do you overcome a 3rd loss? So that's why I say I think the playoffs are on line in this one for both of the teams. I know 18-14. And remember, the poll comes out on Tuesday. Don't forget that. Poll comes out on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So we'll know kind of how it's going to look moving forward and how the committee is ranking these teams, which is very important. So this is a big game. Whoever wins this, playoff hopes are going to be better. I think they'll probably even move up from 14 or wherever they ranked at, closer to outside of the top 10 or right inside the top 10. But this one, I love the Oklahoma defense in their front. Scared me a little bit going against Trinidad Chambliss and Ole Miss. I'm going to give it to Tennessee. I am nervous that they won't be able to get enough stops in this game. They do have Joshua Josephs and Jackson Moy and Hobbs. They got pieces, but they got to come ready to play. But you don't get no bigger than November 1st, ABC, prime time at Neyland Stadium. The fans going to have it rocking. The players got to show up and perform. It is really just that simple. So I'm going Tennessee, 31-17 victory over the Oklahoma Sooners. They should be able to handle business and do what they do best and come out on top and score a lot of points. I'm going with the Volunteers. Massive win over